In the quiet glow of a sunset filtering through her bedroom window, 11-year-old Emily Harper sat cross-legged on her bed, her fingers gently combing through the long chestnut waves that cascaded down her back like a cherished blanket. She had grown it for years, ever since her grandmother whispered that a girl's hair held her dreams and strength woven into every strand. But tonight, as she stared at a faded photo of her and her best friend Sophia laughing under a summer oak tree, Emily felt a tug in her chest, a whisper of change that would one day bloom into something beautiful, like the way a single act could ripple out and touch lives she never imagined. Little did she know, this moment would lead her on a path where letting go would mean holding on tighter than ever. Emily and Sophia had been inseparable since kindergarten, two peas in a pod navigating the bustling hallways of Maplewood Elementary in suburban Ohio. Emily with her boundless energy and infectious smile, always the one organizing playground games or sharing her lunch with anyone who forgot theirs. Sophia, quieter but with a spark of creativity that turned ordinary days into adventures, sketching dragons and castles in her notebook during recess. They shared secrets under the stars during sleepovers, promising to be friends forever. But life has a way of testing those promises, and it began with a shadow that crept in unnoticed at first. It started with Sophia's unexplained fatigue during their after-school bike rides. She would pedal slower, her laughter fading into heavy breaths, brushing it off as just being tired from homework. Emily noticed but didn't push, assuming it was the usual kid stuff. Then came the doctor's visits, the hushed conversations between Sophia's parents that Emily overheard during playdates. One rainy afternoon, Sophia pulled Emily into her room, her eyes wide with fear. "I have leukemia," she said softly, the word hanging in the air like a storm cloud. Cancer. Emily's world tilted. She hugged her friend fiercely, promising everything would be okay, even as her own heart raced with confusion and dread. The months that followed were a blur of hospital rooms and chemotherapy sessions. Sophia's once vibrant curls began to fall out in clumps, leaving her scalp patchy and bare. She stared at herself in the mirror one day, tears streaming down her face. "I look like a monster," she whispered to Emily during a visit. "Kids at school are going to laugh." Emily sat beside her on the stiff hospital bed holding her hand. "You're still you, Soph, the bravest person I know." But inside, Emily ached seeing her friend's spirit dim. Sophia started wearing a knit cap her mom made, hiding away during video calls with classmates, her confidence crumbling like dry leaves. Emily's family rallied around them. Her dad, a mechanic with calloused hands and a gentle heart, drove them to appointments when Sophia's parents needed a break. Her mom baked endless batches of chocolate chip cookies, the kind Sophia loved, delivering them with notes of encouragement. Yet Emily felt helpless, watching her friend endure needle pokes and nausea that left her curled up in pain. At night, Emily lay awake, her long hair fanned out on her pillow, wondering what she could do. She researched online, stumbling upon stories of people donating hair for wigs. The idea sparked something in her, a way to give a piece of herself to restore a bit of normalcy for Sophia. But deciding wasn't easy. Emily's hair was her armor, the thing that made her feel pretty and strong. Kids at school complimented it, and she twirled it absent-mindedly during tests. What if cutting it made her feel exposed, just like Sophia? And there was the practical side. It had to be at least 10 inches long, clean, and healthy. Emily measured it secretly in the bathroom mirror, her heart pounding. This could work. She confided in her parents over dinner one evening, her voice steady despite the butterflies. They listened, eyes softening with pride. "If this is what you want, honey, we'll support you," her mom said, squeezing her hand. The real challenge came at school. Word spread somehow, maybe from a whispered conversation, and not everyone understood. A group of older kids cornered Emily in the cafeteria. "Cutting your hair for some sick girl. That's weird. You'll look like a boy." Their words stung like bee stings, making Emily doubt herself. She ran to the bathroom, splashing water on her face, staring at her reflection. Was she crazy? But then she thought of Sophia alone in that sterile room, and the doubt hardened into resolve. Kindness isn't about being popular, she realized. It's about showing up when it hurts. Sophia's treatments intensified, and one particularly rough week, she refused visitors. Emily persisted, showing up with a handmade card filled with drawings of their dream adventures. A trip to the Grand Canyon, building a treehouse fortress. Sophia finally let her in, but her eyes were hollow. "The chemo's winning, Em. I don't even recognize myself anymore." Emily sat quietly, then shared her plan. "I'm donating my hair to make a wig for you." Sophia's face crumpled. "No, you can't. Your hair is beautiful. I don't want you to lose it because of me." It was an emotional twist Emily hadn't expected. her friend's guilt adding another layer to the pain. They cried together that day, but in the tears, something shifted. Sophia saw the depth of Emily's love, and it planted a seed of hope. Undeterred, Emily scheduled the haircut at a local salon that partnered with a wig charity. The day arrived crisp and autumnal, leaves crunching underfoot as her family walked her in. The stylist, a warm woman named Mrs. Rivera with a tattoo of a phoenix on her arm, chatted gently. "You're doing something special, kiddo. This will mean the world to someone." Emily sat in the chair, her reflection staring back, long locks draped over her shoulders. As the scissors snipped inch by inch, she felt a mix of liberation and vulnerability. Strands fell like autumn rain pooling on the floor. When it was done, her hair bobbed just above her shoulders, framing her face in a new way. She touched it tentatively, then smiled. It felt right. The bundle was packaged carefully, sent off to be transformed into a wig. Weeks turned into a waiting game, filled with more hospital visits and small victories. Sophia's counts improving slightly a day when she felt strong enough to draw again. Emily faced her own hurdles back at school. The same kids who teased her now whispered, but a few classmates surprised her with kindness. One boy, Tim, who had lost his aunt to cancer, high-fived her in the hall. "That's cool what you're doing." Inspired, a teacher organized a Hat Day fundraiser, raising money for Sophia's family. Acts of compassion rippled out, unexpected and heartwarming, reminding Emily that one spark could ignite a fire. Finally, the package arrived at the hospital, a soft, wavy wig in chestnut brown, perfectly matched to Sophia's original color. Emily was there when Sophia tried it on, her parents watching with misty eyes. The mirror reflected a girl who looked like her old self, but with a newfound glow. Sophia turned to Emily, hugging her tightly. "You gave me back a piece of me. Thank you." In that embrace, the emotional journey crested, tears of joy mingling with relief. Sophia's treatments continued, but with the wig, she ventured out more, even returning to school part-time. Their friendship deepened, forged in the fire of adversity, proving that true bonds withstand the storms. As winter melted into spring, Sophia rang the bell signaling the end of her chemo, the room erupting in cheers. Emily stood beside her, short hair now styled in playful waves, both girls beaming. They walked out together hand in hand, under that same oak tree from the photo, dreaming aloud about the future. Emily realized her grandmother was right. Hair held strength, but the real power came from giving it away. This story reminds us that in a world full of challenges, a single act of kindness can spark hope and healing. It's the quiet heroes like Emily who show us the beauty and compassion. If this touched your heart, give it a like, subscribe to Pure Kindness Stories for more uplifting tales, and share it with someone who needs a reminder of the good in humanity. Together we can spread a little more light.